Hey guys, it's Ashley with My Soul on Fire, and I am here today to do something really fun. We are going to be using acrylic paints to make a sort of sunset looking cup for an order that I have. So I'm really excited. I have this set of indoor-outdoor acrylic paints from Arteza. This is a 20 color set. These are really great. They are non-toxic, so don't worry about putting them on your cup. They are water-based and non-toxic paints. This one here, this pack here that I got came with 20 different colors, and here they are. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the electric yellow, the mango, the tangelo, the candy apple, the Olympic blue, and the grape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start mixing up all of my epoxy, and I will come back in a minute to show you how I incorporate this into the epoxy. I split it up after mixing it really thoroughly. I split it up into 6 medicine cups. You can do whatever kind of container you want to do here. Now, typically, when I am mixing epoxy, I am really careful. I'm going to switch this out here. Typically, when I'm mixing epoxy, I am very careful about what I use to mix it because it can cause all kinds of bubbles and stuff. I'm going to be using quite a bit of heat in this, and with me mixing the acrylic into here, I'm not that worried about that right now. So I'm going to use my popsicle sticks because they are fairly cheap and I have a lot of them. Normally, I do like to use my reusable silicone brushes. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I know that you can't quite see this in frame yet, but I'm going to be moving it when I get to that part. I'm going to take each one of these and bummer, somebody forgot to take the plastic off. No, get me my little, okay, so I'm going to use my Arteza tool set here. That wasn't exactly planned, but another good Arteza product. Just so you know, I am going to have two different, I'm going to have 2 different links below this video. One for purchasing Arteza products if you are a US resident, and one if you are a resident of the UK. And you can get those Arteza products from those links. They have really great products. All right. So I'm going to use one of my handy dandy little cutting knives in my Arteza tool set. This thing's awesome, by the way. I should probably show you this better. It came with this little cutting board, and it came with all of these. I messed it up when I opened it. It came with all of these awesome blades. It came with a medium size cutting tool and a bigger cutting tool, and then this smaller one as well. I typically use this bigger one now when I am cleaning the rims of my cups. It works amazingly for that. Amazingly, way better than any carpet cutter I've used before. And I kind of put this, I put this blade on it here, that shape. So again, check out the links in the bottom. All right, so I'm going to take my first color, and I am going to put some paint. Little goes a long way with this. I always start with a little bit, You can always add more, but that was plenty. Maybe a little too much. No, I think it's just about right. So I've got that first color going. You just mix it in really well. And you see, once you get that paint going, you don't have to worry about those bubbles anymore. They are done for now. So you just want to make sure you mix it in really, really well with your epoxy. Okay, and now I am on to my next color. I'll do this one. It's just a small squirt. Sorry, kind of went out of frame there for a minute. Okay, that one's good. Let's move on to the next one. I mix them just kind of like in the order that I'm going to use them because that's how my head works. But you don't have to do that. That's just kind of me being crazy. Okay. Mix that in really well. You want to be fairly fast with this because, like I said, it does tend to make your epoxy set up a little faster. I would not do this with any epoxy that you have that has a really fast curing time. Probably not going to work very well. But I seem to have good luck with the art resin because it takes a little longer to cure anyway. Okay, and make sure when you're mixing this that you're really scraping the edges of the bottom and everything to make sure that you're getting it all mixed with the paint. Okay. Sorry if you heard that. I don't know if you could hear that or not. I have 4 children, so I'm amazed that I ever get quiet time to actually do this, but they are yelling for me in the other room. All right, and the purple. And I think with this purple, I think I might actually add in some of this. Where'd I put my paints now? Did you see where I moved the paints to? Oh, here they are. Jeez. I think with this purple, I'm actually gonna put some of this dark blue in with it. It's called Zafir, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so now I'm gonna start on my cup. I need to get my pan underneath that catches any drips. I do apologize that my table is always so dirty because I cover it with this work paper so that it doesn't destroy my table underneath, and I just can't bring myself to change this paper until it's absolutely necessary because I do not want to be wasteful like that. So my table gets pretty gunky and covered in dried epoxy and glitter before I will actually start to change it. Okay, so I'm going to turn my Maspro spinner on, and it has started spinning. And now what I do is I start with the lightest yellow first, and I start it down here at the bottom. And we're going to kind of do this. Like that. I'm going to put some of this light yellow on the bottom too. Boy, I'm just making a mess. All right. Okay, you know what I'm going to use for this? Don't know why I wasn't already doing it, so that I'm not wasting gloves. I had these little. What I am actually going to use for this is something that I got free with my silicone cups that came with it. And I thought, well, I'm never going to use that because I'm allergic to epoxy, so I need a full glove. But I did get these little finger gloves. They came free with another thing, and I was like, hey, I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but they work pretty well for this. So I keep this one fully gloved, and then this one not. So I'm going to do this here. And now I'm going to come in with the darker yellow and kind of put this in here. I hope that you can see that. I should probably be standing more over here so that you can see that better. There we go. All right, so that's pretty good. Now I'm just going to wipe this off so I can keep reusing this finger glove thing. I usually keep baby wipes around, and I am out of them right now, which would have been amazing for this, but okay, so now I'm going to move on to the orange. And put the orange on. I'm going to spread the orange a little bit too. Okay. And it's okay if your colors mix a little bit, because that's, I mean, isn't that what a sunset typically looks like? It's a bunch of colors sort of mixing in the sky. And now I'm going to do the last color. right. So there we go. So now what I'm going to do is I have my big old heat gun. I put it on the medium setting. If you've only got 2 settings on your heat gun, you're probably going to be using the hotter of the 2 settings. I would try it on the lowest setting first, but chances are you're going to need the higher setting. Let me see if I can. Hold on. There we go. That's easier. So as I'm going up and down, I can see any little air bubbles in there popping. And this is good for that, but it's also going to help blend this and make it really look like that sunset that I'm going for. I'm going to do this for a little bit, and it's going to start swirling together a lot more. Getting nice and warm and getting some movement in there. Now I'm just going to kind of let it swirl a little bit. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to kind of go back in with some of the paint and add some different colors. Maybe put a little bit more red in with this orange slightly. Maybe like that. I don't know how much of this darker yellow I really have, but I want to try and swirl some more of the darker yellow into this lighter yellow down here. Guess what? I'm going to use some of that down there. Works really nicely, actually. Some of that stuff that dripped off, I'm just going to pick it up off the bottom there and reuse it. Now, keep in mind, I know that this looks like a dirty pan. It is not. Everything in it is dry except for the stuff that just recently. And then I want to move some of this yellow up into the orange. Just like so. This is looking really pretty. This is looking pretty even for not a, just for a regular cup and not, not a sunset one. Okay, that's working really well. I need to get a little bit more up here because some of that fell off. Perfect. God, gosh, these colors are just so vibrant. That really, really is great. Great acrylic paint. The colors are amazing and vibrant and beautiful. They're swirling so beautifully. Okay, so this is pretty much where I'm going to leave it for right now. I really like where it's going, what it's starting to look like. In 30 minutes, it's not going to look quite like this anymore. It'll have changed. But I really like the way that the colors are blending a lot. I might tweak it a little here and there. I kind of wish there was a little bit more blue, so I might go back and fiddle with that a bit, but I'm really enjoying it.